You've probably bought deli meat without giving the back of the package a second thought. You see words like oven roasted, premium, natural, slow cooked, or no artificial preservatives, and you assume you're getting a simple piece of turkey, chicken, or ham. But here's the problem. The front of the package is designed to sell you the product. The ingredient list is designed to tell you what is actually inside. And when you start comparing those two things, some very familiar deli meats become a lot more complicated. Today, we're looking at 10 deli meat products you may want to think twice about in 2026. And after that, I'll show you 5 alternatives with much simpler ingredient lists. But there's one brand on this list that stands out for a completely different reason. So let's start with number 10. Why deli meat looks the way it. Before we get into the brands, there's one thing you need to understand. Why does deli meat stay pink? Why does it stay moist? Why does it have that familiar cured flavor? And why can a package of sliced meat sit refrigerated for much longer than the turkey breast you roasted at home? The answer is processing. Ingredients such as sodium nitrite can be used in cured meats to help control certain bacteria and maintain the characteristic cured color and flavor. Other ingredients can be used to retain moisture, stabilize texture, add sweetness, or extend shelf life. That doesn't mean every ingredient is automatically dangerous, and it doesn't mean one sandwich is going to make you sick. The bigger issue is how processed the product is, how much sodium it contains, and how frequently you eat it. Processed meat has also been classified by the World Health Organization's Cancer Research Agency as carcinogenic to humans based on sufficient evidence that consuming processed meat causes colorectal cancer. That classification is about the strength of the evidence, not a statement that eating deli meat is as dangerous as smoking. So throughout this video, we're going to separate the facts from the fear. We're reading labels, we're looking at ingredients, and we're asking a simple question. Is there a simpler choice? Number 10. Oscar Mayer Deli Fresh. Let's start with one of the most recognizable names in the refrigerator aisle, Oscar Mayer. For this investigation, we're looking specifically at Oscar Mayer Deli Fresh Oven Roasted Turkey Breast. And here's where the label gets interesting. The ingredient list includes turkey breast, water modified cornstarch, sodium lactate, salt, sugar, potassium lactate, sodium phosphates, carrageenan, flavor, sodium diacetate, sodium ascorbate, potassium chloride, sodium nitrite, and caramel color. A retailer's current listing shows the product at 480 milligrams of sodium per 2-ounce serving, or about 21% of the daily value. Now notice what happened here. The front of the package can make this look like simple roasted turkey, but the ingredient panel shows that the finished product is doing much more than simply cooking a turkey breast and slicing it. There are ingredients for moisture, ingredients for texture, ingredients for preservation, and ingredients for appearance. That's not necessarily unusual for deli meat, but it is exactly why reading the back matters. Because if you're buying deli meat several times a week, these small differences can become important. And Oscar Mayer isn't the only familiar brand where the label tells a more complicated story. Number 9. Land O'Frost. Number 9 is Land O'Frost. And this one is especially interesting because its premium oven roasted turkey breast sounds much simpler than the ingredient panel actually is. The current product page lists turkey breast, white turkey, water.vinegar, modified cornstarch, salt, autolyzed yeast extract, flavorings, turkey stock, dextrose, brown sugar, potassium chloride, sodium phosphates, sodium erythorbate, and sodium nitrite. Now look at the sodium. One 4-slice serving contains 460 milligrams of sodium, and that's before you add the bread, before cheese, before mustard or sauce, before anything else in the sandwich. This is why the phrase oven roasted doesn't tell you everything. It describes how the meat is prepared. It doesn't tell you how the finished deli product is formulated. And there's an even more interesting detail. Land O'Frost also has another oven roasted turkey product whose ingredient list includes mechanically separated turkey, sodium phosphates, sodium nitrite, and several other processing ingredients. So even within the same brand, the formula can change dramatically. That's a lesson worth remembering for the rest of this video. Never judge the entire brand from one package. Number 8. Hillshire Farm. At number 8 is Hillshire Farm, and this is where things get more complicated because Hillshire Farm has products that look similar on the shelf but have very different formulations. Take its lower sodium oven roasted turkey breast. The package makes an important claim: no nitrates or nitrites added except those naturally occurring in cultured celery powder, and sea salt. The ingredient list includes turkey breast, turkey broth, vinegar, dextrose, modified food starch, salt, carrageenan, sodium and potassium phosphate, cultured celery powder, potassium chloride, and sea salt. So if someone sees no nitrates or nitrites added and assumes that means there is no nitrate or nitrite chemistry involved at all, that's where the label deserves a closer look. The product itself explains the exception, and this is one of the biggest traps in the deli aisle. A claim can be technically true while still requiring context. Now, that doesn't automatically make this product a bad choice. In fact, the lower sodium version contains 340 milligrams of sodium per 2-ounce serving, which is lower than the regular products we've looked at. So rather than simply calling the brand bad, the smarter takeaway is compare the exact varieties. Because Hillshire Farm also sells a premium carved oven roasted turkey breast whose current ingredient list is considerably shorter, but it still uses cultured celery powder. The package changes, the formula changes, so read the exact label. Number 7. Buddig. This is the kind of lunch meat people buy because it's convenient, inexpensive, and familiar. But look at its original turkey lunch meat. The current brand listing gives an ingredient list starting with turkey, mechanically separated turkey broth, salt, then less than 2% of modified food starch, potassium lactate, dextrose, sodium phosphate, carrageenan, sodium diacetate, sodium erythorbate, sodium nitrite, honey, natural flavoring, cultured celery powder, and vinegar. And there's something important about this product page. Buddig itself warns that products can be reformulated and says the package is the most accurate source of ingredient information. That's exactly the rule we're following, because online databases can become outdated, packages change, recipes change, and a video uploaded today can still be wrong 6 months later if it relies on an old label. So if you're showing this product in your video, put the actual current package on screen, zoom into the ingredients, highlight sodium nitrite, highlight sodium phosphate, and let viewers see the evidence themselves. Number 6. Butterball. And here's a misconception worth clearing up. Turkey isn't automatically the healthier choice simply because it's turkey. Fresh roasted turkey breast and highly processed turkey lunch meat are two different things. Once turkey becomes a deli product, manufacturers may add ingredients for preservation, moisture, texture, flavor, or shelf stability. So for the exact Butterball product you're using, show the current package and read the ingredients directly from the label. Then focus on 3 things: sodium, added ingredients, and whether the product uses nitrites or nitrate-containing curing ingredients. And don't let words like lean, light, or turkey make the decision for you. A product can be low in fat while still being relatively high in sodium. That's why the nutrition panel and ingredient list have to be read together. And that brings us to another brand that many shoppers associate with a better quality shopping experience. Number 5. Columbus Craft Meats. Halfway through the list is Columbus Craft Meats. The word craft immediately creates an image. Traditional, carefully made, premium. But marketing language and ingredient list are two different things. For the specific Columbus product you choose, show the current package and highlight the ingredients that matter. If you see sodium phosphate, added sugar, flavorings, or curing agents, explain what each one is actually doing. Don't say, "This ingredient is poison." Instead, say, "This ingredient is used to perform this function." That sounds more credible, and it keeps the video grounded in facts, because phosphate ingredients can be used to help retain moisture and affect texture. Curing ingredients can help preserve the characteristic color and flavor of cured meats, and added sugars can affect taste. The question isn't whether an ingredient has a scary-sounding name. The question is, why is it there, and do you need it? And we're getting closer to the brands people are most likely to defend. Number 4. Smithfield. This is a huge name in pork, and when a brand has been around for generations, people often associate it with familiarity and quality. But reputation doesn't replace the label. For the Smithfield Deli product you're featuring, show the exact package and read its ingredients. Look for curing ingredients, look for phosphates, look at sodium, and compare the serving size. This is where a product can appear fairly modest until you realize what the actual serving contains. And remember, low fat doesn't automatically mean low sodium. That's a mistake shoppers make all the time. You can remove fat from a product and still have a heavily processed, salty food. So if your goal is a simpler sandwich, don't look at just one number, look at the whole panel. And now we're moving into the brands where the health halo becomes much more important. Number 3, Kirkland Signature. And this is a great example of why you should never judge a product based on the reputation of the store or brand. Kirkland's current oven-roasted sliced turkey breast listing says the product is fully cooked, sliced, gluten-free, and contains no artificial ingredients or added nitrites or nitrates. That sounds very different from some of the products we've already discussed. And that's important, because this video isn't supposed to prove that every major brand is bad. It's supposed to show you how much the formula can vary. In fact, this is where your viewers can learn something useful. A familiar brand isn't automatically a bad choice, and a premium-looking brand isn't automatically a good one. The package has to earn your trust. So for this one, show the exact Kirkland package you researched, then compare its ingredient list and sodium level against one of the more heavily formulated products from earlier. That's a much stronger comparison than simply saying, Kirkland is good, because formulas change. Number 2, Boar's Head. Boar's Head. This is where the story becomes much more serious. Boar's Head has long been positioned as a premium deli brand, and for many shoppers, the name itself signals higher quality. But in 2024, Boar's Head products were linked to a major multi-state listeria outbreak. The CDC's final investigation reported 61 illnesses across 19 states, 60 hospitalizations, and 10 deaths. Investigators found that deli meats, including Boar's Head liverwurst, were contaminated with listeria and had made people sick. This wasn't just a theoretical concern. Investigators found the outbreak strain in an unopened Boar's Head liverwurst product, and the company recalled products from its Jarrett, Virginia facility. The outbreak is now over, and those recalled products are past their shelf life. But the event matters because it demonstrates something completely different from an ingredient list debate. Food safety isn't just about what's printed on the package. It's also about how food is produced, handled, stored, and maintained. The CDC continues to advise people at higher risk for severe listeria illness, including pregnant people, adults 65 and older, and people with weakened immune systems to avoid deli meats or reheat them to 165 degrees Fahrenheit or until steaming hot. So this isn't a claim that every Boar's Head product currently sitting in a refrigerator is dangerous. It's a documented case showing why reputation alone should never replace food safety information. And that brings us to number 1. Number 1, the biggest problem with deli meat. But here's the twist. The number 1 thing I want you to avoid isn't necessarily one single brand. It's the assumption that a premium name automatically means a healthier product. Look back at the brands we've covered. Some are budget, some are premium, some use turkey, some use ham, some advertise themselves around quality, some emphasize natural ingredients, and yet many deli meats share the same basic problem. They're processed foods designed for convenience. They can contain substantial sodium. They can contain curing agents, they can contain stabilizers, flavorings, starches, or other ingredients used to create a specific texture and shelf life. That's why I don't want you to leave this video thinking, Brand X is evil. I want you to leave thinking, I'm going to read the label, because that one habit can completely change how you shop. 5. Better choices. And now for the part most people actually want. What should you buy instead? The first rule, don't look for a perfect brand. Look for a better product. Better choice number 5, Hillshire Farm Naturals. Interestingly, Hillshire Farm itself makes products that fit a simpler label approach. It's naturals, slow roasted turkey breast lists turkey breast, turkey broth, vinegar, and small amounts of ingredients, including carrageenan, cultured celery powder, potassium chloride, salt, sea salt, and sugar. The product is marketed as having no added nitrates or nitrites except those naturally occurring in celery juice powder and sea salt. So again, don't just read, no nitrates or nitrites added. Read the asterisk, then read the ingredient list. That's the habit we're trying to build. Better choice number 4, Kirkland Signature. Kirkland is another example where the exact product matters. The current Costco listing for its oven-roasted sliced turkey says no nitrites or nitrates added and no artificial ingredients. That's a very different starting point from a deli meat containing sodium nitrite directly on the ingredient panel. But still compare sodium, still check the current package, And still remember that Costco sells multiple turkey products. One product's ingredient list does not represent every Kirkland meat. Better choice number 3. Applegate Organics. Now we're getting to one of the simplest ingredient panels in this entire investigation. Applegate Organics Oven Roasted Turkey Breast. The current ingredient list is organic turkey breast, water, and 2% or less of sea salt, organic potato starch, organic chicken broth, rosemary extract. That's it. No sodium nitrite listed, no sodium phosphate listed, no long chain of stabilizers, just a relatively short ingredient list. Applegate also states that this product is Whole30 approved and lists its turkey raising standards on the product page. This is what a genuinely simple deli meat label can look like. Better choice number 2. Applegate Organics Herb Turkey. And if you want something with more flavor, Applegate's Organics Herb Turkey Breast has a similarly short base formula. Organic turkey breast, water, sea salt, organic potato starch, organic chicken broth, rosemary extract, then herbs such as parsley, black pepper, thyme, rosemary, and sage. The brand specifically states that the product contains no chemical nitrates or nitrites and no artificial ingredients or preservatives. Again, that's not the same as saying, this food is perfect. It simply means the ingredient list is considerably simpler, and that's what we're comparing. Better choice number 1. Cook it yourself. But the simplest alternative doesn't actually require a deli meat brand. It requires a piece of meat. Buy a turkey breast. Cook it. Let it cool. Slice it. Put it into containers. Now you control the ingredients. Turkey, salt, pepper, herbs, maybe garlic, maybe paprika. That's it. The downside, it won't stay pink for weeks. It won't have the same engineered texture, and it won't have the same shelf life. But that's the trade-off. When you're cooking meat yourself, you don't need a long ingredient panel to make it behave like a packaged deli product. So what did we actually learn? Not that every deli meat is dangerous, not that every preservative is poison, and not that you should panic the next time you make a sandwich. The real lesson is much simpler. Stop shopping from the front of the package. Words like premium, natural, oven roasted, craft, lean, and even no nitrates or nitrites added can require context. Turn the package around, read the ingredients, check sodium, check the serving size, and compare 2 products side by side. Because sometimes the biggest difference isn't the brand name, it's the tiny text nobody reads. And if you want more grocery investigations like this, subscribe. Because next time you're standing in the supermarket aisle, I want you to know exactly what you're putting in your cart. The front of the package makes the promise. The ingredient list tells you what you're actually buying.